Hi guys, welcome to Mamu's Garden. So this is just quick, it's not a tutorial actually, it's just we've got some new succulents in. So we just thought we'll put this into place and we'll repot them in front of you. I'm going to show you how we're going to make this beautiful succulent display right from scratch. And we're going to show you how to make your own succulents or cactus soil. So as you can see, we have some really beautiful colors here, and that's what basically going to make your any display look beautiful. You got to have a mix of colors no matter what plants you're buying. So the main thing about succulents is something that you need to understand. The secret behind not killing your succulents is one very important point: they hate water. As in, do not water them as regularly as you would water the other plants. So it's basically just watching the soil, making sure it's completely dry on the surface, and that's when you put in a little water. But that normally takes place maybe in like around about 2 weeks or so, depending on where you place them. And they like sunlight as well, but not too much of it. But they do like sunlight. You'll see them stretched out. They start growing stretched out, and you'll see different things happening to the succulent. Basically, the leaves will be falling off and becoming soft and brown and losing color basically, and just getting limp and just falling off. And that's when you know there's either you've been overwatering or you're giving it either too much of sunlight or too little sunlight. So that's basically a balance that you'll need to find, and over a period of time you will certainly be able to find that balance once you keep buying more succulents and taking care of them the correct way. So to begin with, all you need to basically have is a bowl that's going to have a lot of a porous bowl basically, which is going to help in drainage. And what I'm going to show you today is how we are going to make our own succulent soil. So the secret behind the succulent soil is this pumice that we have, and that's basically what's going to help in the water aeration, and it's going to help. That's how they basically make cactus soil or succulent soil. So this is the secret behind it. That's the pumice. So we're going to mix the pumice with the loam soil that we sell, and we're going to make our own for succulent soil. So to begin with, I'm going to just measure it out, because I don't want to waste get the measurements wrong, especially in terms of the mixing of the pumice with the loam soil. So we're just going to go ahead and put in some loam soil, and then I'm going to overturn it into the mixing bowl. There is absolutely nothing to this making the soil. The loam soil, as you know, which we sell, is already pretty rich in terms of the nutrition that it provides to the plant. And to top it up, the pumice is going to help with the water aeration and the drainage. And that's the secret to keeping the succulents alive actually. So I think this should be enough. So now we go ahead and we mix in the pumice. And I'm just going to overturn this into the mixing bowl and just give it a good mix. So go ahead and just give it a good mix with your hand. I think I'll use a little more because I want to make sure that the succulent roots get a good grip on the soil. At the same time, they should have proper drainage. Okay, so here you have your very own cactus soil, and this is what's going to help your succulents stay alive. So I'm just going to put it back into the bowl that we are going to use as a planter, and then we move on to the preparing the succulents to get them decorated into this planter. Okay, so now since this is ready, we're just going to move on quickly to the unbagging the succulents gently, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to trim the roots as well as get that the original soil off the roots and plant it directly onto the soil that we prepared. So I'm just going to start slicing these bags open. Once you have the succulent out of the original seedling bag that it came in, now this is what you need to do very gently. You can either use a fork or you can use one of these small succulent tools that are there, gardening tools, and just begin scraping off the mud gently from the bottom, from the roots. So you just got to do this all around until you have all the garden soil that is originally come with it off there. So you got to be a little gentle with this. Okay, so the next step is, as I said, we are going to just trim the roots a bit so that the new roots can sit in place in the planter easily once they grow. So we just got to just chop off the excess at the bottom. Just give it a small trim. So we do this for all the succulents. Though some of them have smaller roots than the others, but we still cut off the excess, and that's going to help the roots to propagate in its new home. So do that for all of the succulents that you have. As I said, like in the case of this, the roots are not too big, but they in the case of this, as you can see, this variety has smaller roots than the others, but we're still going to give it a trim. That's going to help get the new roots. So this variety, as you can see, has a longer root structure. Probably going to take out a little more than the others. Okay, so the last part is what we're going to do is to arrange it in the best way that we think is going to make it look as beautiful as possible. So as I said, it's just about mixing the colors. You have the dark colors and you have the greens and the reds. Basically just alternate the colors, and that's how you're going to have a beautiful display. So I'm just going to start off with the center. We have this tall succulents, the big one, which is obviously going to be in the center. So I'm just going to dig in the small hole and just place it in. So I hope I'm able to use all of the colors in one bowl, because that's what I plan to do. So it's just about just going around and just making sure that you place the succulents in the right direction so that as they grow, they're going to basically bloom in a certain way, and you don't want to have any empty spots around. It'll look good if it's tilting over the edge of the bowl. So we are going to do a finishing touch after this, and I'm going to leave that for the last, once I'm done with the display. So it's nothing actually to it, we're not making a specialized display or something, we're just repotting the succulents, but I thought it would be good to share this with you all. It's always good to see beautiful plants. I don't know, always have to have a tutorial going on. So the only thing you need to remember, as I said, is remember not to water it as much as you would water your other plants. That's the only secret of keeping these alive. So you got to feel the surface of the soil basically to make sure that it's not damp. You can stick your finger into the soil and you'll have an idea as to how moist the soil is, and that's going to be your indicator. And obviously the other indicator, as I said, is going to be, so you just got to watch out to make sure the plant is not getting, the leaves are not getting soft and getting discolored. And if the plant is growing tall, you should understand that it's longing for sunlight. That's the reason why it's going up in that direction. It's basically searching for sunlight, and they tend to grow a bit tall when they don't get sufficient sunlight. So all these empty spaces are going to be filled up once I'm done. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. This is the benefit of using these small gardening tools. And they're designed basically for these small succulents and planters. The last one is going in. So I'm in with the last one. I know it's looking a bit cramped, but that's how these succulent planters normally are. So the empty spaces that we have, we're just going to be filling it up. Okay, so the final thing that we're going to do is we're going to finish off this planter by closing off these empty spaces, and how we're going to do it is by using some of these nice white pebbles. Okay, so once you're done with the white stones, it should look something like this. So I really hope you like this display of our succulents, and we look forward to you liking and sharing our videos, and do follow our channel on YouTube as well, and we have some more exciting tutorials coming up. So thanks once again, and we see you again in the next video.